Okay, so today we're diving into something that, well, it touches nearly every part of your daily life. And get this, most adults, even college graduates, they read at the same speed as a seventh grader. Yeah, we're talking around, what, 200 to 250 words per minute?
That's the average, yeah.
Just think for a second how much time you spend reading every day.
Oh, absolutely.
Our deep dive today, and we're pulling some incredible insights from the Rapid Reader's Handbook, Mastering Speed and Comprehension. It's going to reveal some, honestly, surprisingly simple techniques, ways to bypass that habit, dramatically increase your reading speed, and here's the real kicker, actually improve your comprehension while doing it.
Yeah, that's the counterintuitive part people often miss. So our mission today, really, is to unpack the hidden reasons behind why most of us read relatively slowly.
Okay.
And then share actionable strategies, things you can start using immediately. The goal is to help you reclaim that lost time and seriously enhance your learning capacity.
Let's really confront this then. The number one reason most people read slowly, it isn't a lack of intelligence or core education. It's actually a habit, something you probably developed as a child called subvocalization. Silently pronouncing each word in your head as you read. And this creates a kind of natural speed ceiling. Most adults, they just never push past it. But today, we're going to show you some really straightforward techniques to bypass this, to drastically increase your reading speed, and also, and this sounds counterintuitive, I know, actually improve your comprehension.
Okay, let's dive deep into this common trap then. Let's figure out how you can unlock your brain's full potential when it comes to text. Our mission here is really to arm you with practical steps you can use right away to transform your reading experience, save you hours, and definitely boost your learning. Now here's where it gets really interesting. I found this statistic quite startling, actually. Most college graduates read at pretty much the same speed as seventh graders.
Yeah, it's surprising, isn't it?
It is. Only about 200 to 250 words per minute. Now think about your typical workday. You might spend 2, maybe 3 hours, sometimes more, just reading. Documents, emails, reports, presentations.
All that critical information.
Exactly. And you're processing it all at the pace of a 13-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty stark reality check when you hear it like that.
It really is. And if you connect this to your daily life, the inefficiency is, it's staggering. Think about it. If you're reading at 250 words per minute, but your brain can actually handle, say, 400 to 500 words per minute.
Which is a big difference.
Huge. You're essentially wasting about 45 minutes every single day. Over a year, that adds up to 195 hours of lost productivity. You're basically giving away nearly 5 full work weeks. That's almost a month of vacation time. Purely due to these, inefficient reading habits. It's like a hidden tax on your time and your mental energy.
Okay, so that inner voice, the subvocalization you mentioned, that's actually holding us back. That's a huge revelation for most people, I think. What exactly is happening in our brains? How does it create this biological speed limit?
Precisely. The culprit is that inner voice, the subvocalization. See, when you first learned to read, you sounded words out loud, right? Then maybe you whispered them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and eventually that whispering moved entirely inside your head, but here's the crucial part. You never actually eliminated it. Your brain still converts every single written word into an audio signal before it processes the meaning.
Every word.
Every word for most people. This creates a literal cap on how fast you can read because, you simply cannot subvocalize faster than you can physically speak. Your eyes, they can move much faster. And your brain, it can process visual information incredibly quickly. But that inner voice, it acts like a major bottleneck on a superhighway. Every piece of information has to squeeze through this narrow audio channel. It just slows everything right down.
So it's like our brain is taking this extra unnecessary step, making the process way more complicated than it needs to be.
Exactly right. What's happening inside your head is, unnecessarily complex. Your brain converts the word you see into a sound, and then it processes that sound to get the meaning. It's kind of like taking a simple English sentence, translating it into Spanish, and then translating it back into English, all just to understand the original English. It makes no sense when you think about it.
Yeah, that sounds really inefficient.
It is. Skilled readers, on the other hand, they bypass this audio step completely. When they see a phrase like the red car, they don't break it down word by word, sounding each one out internally. They immediately process it as a single visual concept, a whole idea.
Okay, I see.
Their eyes capture groups of words, chunks in one fixation, absorbing them as a whole unit. Average readers, meanwhile, they fixate on each word individually, plodding along. This isn't about working harder, it's really about working more efficiently, using your brain's powerful visual processing instead of getting stuck in that slower audio pathway.
Right. Okay, now, this next technique, it sounds almost too simple to be true. I mean, I could just hear listeners thinking, really? Just moving my finger along the page. But I'm told this can boost your reading speed by like 50%, sometimes more, during your very first try. Can you explain why something so basic has such a dramatic impact?
Yeah, it does sound basic, but the science behind it is solid. What's fascinating is how our eyes behave without guidance. Research actually shows most people's eyes make 3 to 4 unnecessary movements per line of text. They jump backward, that's called regression. They pause too long on words. It's like a pinball just bouncing around the page. And every time your eyes jump backward to reread something or pause for too long, you're losing precious seconds.
Okay, makes sense.
The pointer technique elegantly fixes this. You simply place your index finger, or maybe a pen, steadily under the first word of a line. Then you just move it smoothly across the text at a pace that's just slightly faster than your normal reading speed.
Slightly faster, okay.
Right. See, your visual system, it's actually designed to track moving objects. It's a primal thing. By giving your eyes this continuous moving target, the pointer activates your brain's natural tracking systems. And this instantly boosts your focus, your concentration, and it even reduces mental fatigue. Plus, this method immediately eliminates backtracking that common, really wasteful habit of rereading words you've already seen.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense neurologically. But I can already hear the big concern people have. But I'll look unprofessional using my finger. And you know, that's a fair point. I've tried it myself in an office setting and felt a bit self-conscious.
That's definitely the most common pushback, yeah.
But you can adapt it, right? Like for professional settings.
Absolutely. You can easily adapt this. Use a pen or even a pencil discreetly. Hold it naturally like you're about to write. Especially on electronic devices, you can use the cursor or just be very subtle with a stylus or even your finger on a tablet. Honestly, the speed and comprehension benefits, they far outweigh any minor sort of social concerns. We're talking about readers typically jumping from maybe 250 words per minute up to 400 words per minute, sometimes even higher, during their very first practice session.
Just from guiding their eyes.
Just from eliminating those wasted, inefficient eye movements, it forces your eyes to move forward smoothly.
Okay, that pointer technique sounds incredibly powerful for an instant boost, a really good starting point. But you mentioned earlier it's just the beginning. So what's the next level? What's the real reading smarter technique?
Right, so while the pointer gives you impressive speed gains pretty much immediately, the next level, it involves training your brain to recognize and process groups of words simultaneously, instead of painstakingly reading one word at a time.
Okay, groups of words, like phrases.
Exactly. This is where you really move from just reading faster to truly understanding more deeply, more efficiently. You see, fluent readers don't actually read individual words in the way we think. They read meaning patterns. When a skilled reader encounters, say, fire department, their brain doesn't see fire, then department. It recognizes the entire phrase as a single unit, a single concept representing emergency responders.
Ah, okay. Like a single block of meaning.
Precisely. And your brain naturally wants to handle information in chunks like this. Just think about when you listen to someone speak, you understand whole phrases, whole ideas, not just individual words strung together. But traditional reading education, while great for getting kids started, often kept adults stuck in that slow word-by-word approach. It created an unnecessary bottleneck later on.
And you're saying that word-by-word approach, the one most of us use, actually makes it harder to understand. That still feels a bit counterintuitive.
It absolutely does make it harder. Word-by-word reading places this enormous cognitive burden on your working memory. Think of your working memory like your brain's very limited capacity scratch pad. It can only hold so much at once. So if you're reading a sentence like, "The experienced surgeon carefully examined the patient's symptoms, word by word," that's 8 distinct pieces of information your brain has to juggle and hold on to simultaneously just for that one sentence.
That sounds exhausting.
It is. Mentally exhausting. Now, phrase reading, or chunking, dramatically reduces this load. It might group that same sentence into maybe 2 or 3 meaningful chunks. The experienced surgeon carefully examined the patient's symptoms. Now, your brain only needs to handle 2 or 3 larger units of meaning. This frees up mental bandwidth, allowing it to focus on the bigger picture, the overall message, and it actually improves comprehension.
So fewer things to juggle means better understanding.
Exactly. And this is enabled by developing an expanded visual span. Instead of just focusing tightly on one word at a time, skilled readers' eyes can actually take in 3, 4, even 5 words simultaneously, like seeing a small cluster of trees rather than just one individual tree. Your peripheral vision starts picking up the surrounding words, processing them as part of a larger, cohesive pattern.
Okay, so this leads back to that surprising truth you mentioned earlier. Faster reading often produces better comprehension, not worse. Most people, myself included probably, assume that slow, careful, deliberate reading improves understanding. But you're saying research consistently shows the opposite. Why is that?
Yeah, it's one of the biggest misconceptions about reading. So why does slow reading often lead to poor comprehension? Well, it creates the perfect conditions for your mind to wander.
The daydreaming factor.
Exactly. Your brain can process information much, much faster, hundreds of words per minute faster than you're typically feeding it when you're reading at, say, 200 words per minute. This creates mental downtime, little gaps where your thoughts inevitably drift. You start thinking about your grocery list or that meeting tomorrow or what's for dinner, all while your eyes are technically still moving across the page.
Happens all the time.
Right. So by the time you reach the end of a paragraph, you suddenly realize you've missed crucial information because your attention was completely elsewhere. Faster reading, especially when combined with chunking, maintains engagement. It forces your brain to stay actively involved with the text because there's simply less time, less opportunity for your mind to wander off.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Keep the brain busy with the task at hand.
Precisely. Now, when it comes to actually mastering word chunking, a systematic approach is absolutely critical. Most people make a fundamental error here. They try to jump straight into processing 4, 5, or even 6 words simultaneously.
Trying to run before they can walk.
Exactly. And this just overwhelms your visual system. Your brain needs time to adapt to this new way of seeing text. Rushing pretty much guarantees frustration and failure. So the systematic approach starts small. We begin with 2-word chunks. You practice simple, common combinations like red car or big house or at home. You do this for maybe 3 to 4 dedicated practice sessions. Just focus on moving your eyes smoothly from one 2-word group to the next.
Got it. Start small, build confidence.
Right. Once that feels relatively comfortable, you progress to 3-word groups. Think of common patterns like the quick fox or in the morning or over the hill. Your eyes should capture all 3 words in a single fixation, processing them as one meaningful unit. This stage usually takes a bit longer, maybe 5 to 7 practice sessions to feel natural.
And then move up from there.
Then you can move to 4-word chunks. This represents a pretty advanced level for most readers. Phrases like the old red barn or walk down the street become single visual units. For practical tips, look for natural phrase boundaries. These often occur based on grammatical structure, like between subjects and verbs, or around prepositional phrases. Newspaper headlines are great for practice, actually, and even simple sentences from children's books can work perfectly when you're starting out.
Good tip.
And neurologically, this chunking method is what really helps eliminate subvocalization. It bypasses your brain's speech processing centers altogether. When you see walked to the store as a single visual pattern, the meaning transfers directly from that visual recognition straight to comprehension, without needing that slower internal audio step.
Bypassing the bottleneck.
Exactly. Now, I need to be upfront here. This technique, chunking, it initially feels uncomfortable, maybe even awkward. It requires probably 2 to 3 weeks of consistent daily practice to truly become natural and automatic. Your brain has spent decades processing individual words. Changing that deeply ingrained habit takes time and effort.
So persistence is key.
Absolutely. You might even experience things like mild headaches or some eye strain during the first week or so as your visual system adapts to this new way of working. But these symptoms usually disappear pretty quickly as the technique becomes more automatic, and the payoff is significant. Research, including some from MIT back in 2021, shows that chunking activates specific brain areas involved in semantic processing, understanding meaning. It literally creates new neural connections that can improve your comprehension by up to 40%.
40% improvement in comprehension while reading faster. That's amazing.
It really is faster and deeper understanding.
Okay, so this is all incredibly powerful information. But how do people actually put this into practice? Like, starting tomorrow, we've got a practical, actionable 7-day roadmap, right? Specifically designed to take you from that average 250 words per minute, maybe where you are now, up to a rapid 450 words per minute or more. Systematically building each skill day by day. This isn't just theory, it's a step-by-step transformation plan.
Exactly. And this plan is crucial because, honestly, most people fail at speed reading because they practice incorrectly or maybe inconsistently. They try too much too soon and get overwhelmed. This plan prevents that.
Okay, break it down for us, day by day.
Right. So days 1 and 2, your sole focus is pointer technique mastery. That's it. Dedicate just 15 minutes each day. Use material that's familiar and relatively easy for you. Use your finger or a pen to guide your eyes steadily across the text, pushing the pace just slightly faster than your normal, comfortable speed. And importantly, measure your baseline reading speed on day 1. Use a timer. Find a passage of around 500 words and see where you start. Most people are in that 200, 300 words per minute range.
Get that starting number.
Yes. By the end of day 2, just using the pointer consistently, you should expect to reach somewhere between 350 and 400 words per minute.
Wow, that's a big jump already.
It is, just from eliminating those regressions. Now, days 3 and 4, you introduce 2-word chunking, but you keep using the pointer. Focus on short paragraphs. Train your eyes to capture pairs of words like fast train or blue sky as single visual units. Continue using your finger or pen, but now you'll be moving it smoothly under pairs of words, not individual ones. Still just 15-minute sessions each day. Here you can expect your reading speed to maybe nudge up a little more, perhaps into the 375 to 425 words per minute range.
Okay, layering the skills, pointer plus 2-word chunks.
Exactly. Then, on days 5 and 6, you advance to 3-word chunks. And this is where you also begin practicing with occasional no-pointer periods. Focus on common 3-word patterns like in the morning or read the book. Start the session using the pointer to get your rub. Then, consciously remove your finger for maybe 2 or 3 minutes at a time. Try to maintain the chunking rhythm without the physical guide. If your attention starts to waver or you feel yourself slowing down too much, just bring the pointer back for a bit.
So starting to wean off the pointer.
Right. Now, it's really normal here on days 5 and 6 to experience a temporary decrease in speed. Don't panic if that happens.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Yeah, your brain is working hard learning to coordinate multiple skills at once, the chunking, the faster pace, without the constant guide. So speeds might dip back slightly, maybe to that 375, 425 range again temporarily. That's perfectly fine.
Part of the process.
It is. Finally, day 7 is where you combine all techniques. This session should be a bit longer, maybe 20 to 30 minutes. Start with the pointer and 2-word chunks for the first 10 minutes just to warm up and get in the groove. Then progress to 3-word chunks, incorporating those periods where you remove your finger, pushing yourself a little, and finish the session with a timed reading test. Use the exact same standardized passage you used back on day 1. This is how you measure your real progress.
Okay, a moment of truth. What kind of results should people realistically expect by day 7?
So to recap the goals, day 2, aiming for 350, 400 WPM. Day 4, often hitting 400, 450 WPM. Day 6 might see that temporary dip, maybe 375, 425 WPM, totally normal. But by day 7, when all the techniques start to integrate smoothly, you should comfortably achieve somewhere in the 425 to 475 words per minute range, or possibly even higher for some people. And the best part is, this systematic approach creates lasting habits. Your reading efficiency will likely continue improving for months as these techniques become second nature.
That's a fantastic, clear roadmap. Thank you.
Yeah.
So really, what we've discovered today is that speed reading isn't about just rushing through text or skimming carelessly. It's about matching your reading speed to your brain's natural information processing capacity, which is much higher than most of us realize.
That's the core idea. Your brain can handle information much faster than you're currently feeling it through slow, word-by-word reading. And when you align your reading method with that innate capacity, you don't just improve efficiency, you actually improve comprehension as well. You're leveraging how your brain is truly designed to work with visual information.
Less wandering, more focus, better understanding.
Exactly. So the call to action here is simple. Take action. Try the pointer technique right now on the very next article or document you need to read. Seriously, just place your finger or a pen under the text and guide your eyes smoothly across each line. Just try it. This simple action will immediately improve your reading speed and your focus. It's your first easy step towards unlocking true reading fluency.
A tangible first step anyone can take.
Absolutely. And remember, this skill, it compounds over time. It could potentially save you hundreds of hours every single year, hours you get back, while also significantly improving your learning, your retention, and your professional performance. Just consider this for a moment. How much more could you learn or create or maybe simply enjoy if you reclaimed nearly a full month of your year back from slow, inefficient reading habits?
That's a powerful thought to end on. Reclaiming almost a month of your time. Fantastic insights today. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Until next time, keep learning and stay curious.